Students, I am Ushasri, Department of Botany, Government Degree College, Ramachandrapuram. Today we discuss about Rhizopus reproduction. Before Rhizopus reproduction, the classification of Rhizopus and occurrence of Rhizopus and habitat. First I am going to give the classification about Rhizopus. This is the syllabus for paper 1 and semester 1. Division is Eumycota and subdivision is Zygomycotina and class is Zygomycetes and order is Mucorales and family is belongs to Mucoraceae. Now occurrence and habitat of Rhizopus. In the family of Mucoraceae, about 10 species of filamentous fungi is present. Rhizopus stolonifera, it is a popular species of the common bread mold. Rhizopus is a genus of common saprophytic fungi. Saprophytic means depending on another food material and specialized parasites on animals also. These Rhizopus fungi is specialized parasites on animals also. They are found on a wide variety of organic substrates like fruits, vegetables, jellies, syrups, leather and bread also. They grow in soil, dung and on variety of plant and animal matter. For examples, bread decaying fruits. Then I want to show this picture. This is the vegetative structure of Rhizopus. This is the vegetative structure of the Rhizopus picture and this picture shows so many parts. One is rhizoids here and nodes, stolons and sporangiophores and some sterile part and fertile part of the sporangia. Then some liberating of the spores also present here. This picture shows a portion of hyphae showing structural details of this picture. Actually, Rhizopus plant body is a filamentous plant body. Rhizopus plant body is a filamentous or another important point is mycelium part body. Mycelium plant body. Rhizopus plant body is a mycelium plant body. This plant body is branched. Plant body is a branched and aseptate and filamentous like structure, while cotton like mycelium is present. Hyphae are aseptate and multinucleate. This multinucleate condition is known as the cenocytic condition. In fungi, cenocytic condition means in the hyphae part any wall formation is not founded. So that is why number of nucleus are found in the same position or same place. So this condition is known as the cenocytic condition. So that means multinucleate is present. Septa are appear in older hyphae, not in younger hyphae or at the time of the reproduction, and cell wall of the hyphae is made up of chitin. Already this picture shows in chitin part. Cell wall of the hyphae is made up of chitin and mycelium inside the substratum produces hyphae branches. which occurs out and spread upon the substratum. The younger mycelium is colorless, but it turns black due to the formation of reproductive bodies. These are known as the actually black mold. Black mold means the younger mycelium is colorless, but it turns back due to the formation of reproductive bodies is known as the black mold. Then the mycelium inside the substratum produces hyphal branches which come out and spread upon the substratum. This aerial mycelium gets differentiated into three types of hyphae. Dear students, three types of hyphae is known as one is stolons, second one is rhizoids, then third one is the sporangiophores. One is coming to stolons part, which grow horizontally over substratum, Then second one is the rhizoids. These rhizoids are arise from lower side of each node. That means rhizoid is having nodes and internodes. In each node, these arise from lower side of the part. These are branched and penetrate into substratum. Then what are the function of rhizoids here, students? The rhizoids are help in fixation and absorption of nutrients. Rhizoids are help in fixation and absorption of the nutrients. Then third part is the sporangiophores. These are the erect unbranched structures and reproductive hyphal branches. These are arise in clusters from upper side of a node. So, students, these are the three types of hyphae are found in mycelium body. One is stolons, second one is the rhizoids, and third one is the sporangiophores. These structures described about vegetative morphology are mycelium part of the rhizopus. Now coming to discuss about reproduction of rhizopus. So in rhizopus reproduction, it takes place by three methods. One is vegetative reproduction, second one is the asexual reproduction, then third one is the sexual reproduction methods. What are the three types of reproduction, students? One is vegetative reproduction, second one is the asexual reproduction, then third one is the sexual methods. Now coming to vegetative reproduction, everybody knows about vegetative reproduction. Vegetative reproduction, it occurs by fragmentation method. Fragmentation means cut into the small pieces of vegetative body or mycelium. This mycelium breaks up into small fragments and each fragment regenerates into a new mycelium. So that is known as the vegetative reproduction. So students, vegetative reproduction, it takes place by fragmentation method. Fragmentation method means cut into the small pieces. Each piece or each fragment will grow into the new mycelium or new plant body, right. Next coming to explanation about asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction, it occurs when conditions are favorable conditions. Whenever the favorable conditions are appeared, rhizopus will go to step by the asexual reproduction. This asexual reproduction through haploid non-motile sporangiophores. These sporangiophores are not motile body. Motile body means if any spores having flagellas, these spores are moved. But in Rhizopus asexual reproduction, these are the haploid conditions and non-motile sporangiospores. These spores are formed in special sporangia. These spores are formed in the special sporangia. Like I want to each sporangium is born at the tip of a special hyphae. It is called as the sporangiophore. These sporangium phores develops from the nodes of main vegetative mycelium in clusters part. These are the unbranched slender structures. They grow vertically upwards, and each sporangiophore develops a fertile sporangium at its free top end of the sporangium. Next, coming to each sporangium. Sporangium, it is the fertile swollen spherical portion of a sporangiophore. But the mature sporangium shows two distinct parts of the central sterile dome shaped part called columella, and an outer fertile part is sporogenous part. So, here two parts is present. One is fertile part and second one is the non-fertile part. One is fertile part and second one is the non-fertile part. The part inside the columella is only a densely